Lifetime fluid. Lifetime fluid. Are they having a laugh? What a marketing campaign, eh? Buy one of our cars, never worry about having to change the oil in your gearbox ever again. What? So they're telling us a gearbox oil had been developed overnight that never breaks down, never becomes contaminated, and wear particles just dissolve. Really? But I guess it depends on what they mean by lifetime, you know? Is it when the warranty runs out? Or at 10 years? Or the life of the car until it's finally scrapped? What does it mean? I don't know. But anyhow, I know I'm going to feel a lot better once my 15-year-old 1 Series has fresh gearbox oil in it. So why would you want to go to all the trouble to change out your lifetime fill gearbox oil? Well, oils wear out. Modern synthetic oils do last a long time but will eventually break down and degrade, and is certainly not lifetime fill like BMW led customers to believe. Fluid also becomes contaminated over time with wear materials from all the moving parts, and also because the gearbox is vented to atmosphere, it's also susceptible to moisture ingress. Now, it's usually the case with just about every BMW that I've ever bought that the gearbox oil has never been changed, so today we're going to get it done. So how often should you look at changing out your gearbox oil? You want to be looking at every 60,000 miles or 100,000 kilometers, no questions asked. And what do you need to get the job done? Let's take a look. Alright, so we'll start off by taking a look at the manual gearbox oil itself. Now, the capacity of the manual gearboxes in these cars is 1.6 litres, so I've gone for 2 1-litre cans here, and I've gone for the genuine BMW MTF LT2. This is the correct specific manual gearbox oil for this car with this gearbox. Now, you don't necessarily need to go for the genuine BMW stuff, but the main thing you want to be looking for is 75 W80 weight and fully synthetic. Next up, we've got 2 brand new drain and fill plugs here. These come with the little rubber gaskets also. And then of course you've got to get the oil into the gearbox itself, and you can't just pour it in like your engine, so we need to use a fluid transfer pump. And the one that I like to use, I normally buy one of these cheap ones. Now, these just thread on to the top of the bottle. It's got a wee tube there and a little plastic nozzle with a hook on it that just goes into the side of the fill opening on the side of your gearbox. Super cheap, you can pick these up pretty much anywhere. And what I'll do for the small drain fill plugs, I'll leave part numbers for them in the description below. They're genuine BMW ones. Okay, let's take a look at what steps are required to change out your manual gearbox oil on your little 1 Series BMW. Alright, so we've got the car sitting up securely on jack stands now, and you just want to make sure that the bottom of the car is sitting level. I've got a little bit of a slope to my driveway here, so it looks a bit deceiving, but just make sure that it's as level as you can get it, so that fluid level isn't going to be off. So looking underneath the car here, to gain access to the gearbox, we need to remove this black plastic under tray here. Now, this is fastened to the car with 6 of these bolts. They take an 8mm socket, so we're going to remove the 6 bolts first, then we're going to remove this out from underneath the car, and then we've got access to the gearbox. There we go, so now we've got access to the gearbox. Now, if we take a look at the gearbox from the right hand side of the car, that being the front of the gearbox, you can see more or less in the centre here on the underside is the drain plug, and then the fill plugs just positioned up on the side there, just there. So to start off with, we're just going to slacken off the fill plug just to make sure that we can get it out before we remove the drain plug. If you end up removing this and then that's frozen in for whatever reason, then you're stuck in a situation where you can't get any oil back in to the gearbox properly. So we'll start off by slackening that first, and then we'll remove the drain plug and let this drain into our drain pan. Now both these plugs take a 8mm Allen hex tool. And like I say, we're not going to take it out completely because the oil level is up to that fill hole, so we'll just leave it there for now and we'll remove the drain plug. So the same as the fill plug, I've broken the drain plug loose using a 3/8 breaker bar, and then we're going to back it out with a 3/8 ratchet, and of course with the 8mm hex Allen tool on the end. There's our beautiful lifetime fluid. We can now remove the fill plug too. So now that's the old fluid all drained off, we're ready to fit our shiny new drain plug. And we can snug it up with the ratchet. Now you don't need to go mad tightening this because it's just an aluminium plug. All you're doing is compressing that little rubber seal. So like I say, you don't need to go crazy tightening it up. There we go. Okay, so we're now ready to grab our new bottles of Gearbox oil and our hand pump. And we're going to put the hand pump tube into the fill hole just here. We're going to pump that in until we see a small dribble of new fluid coming out of the fill hole there. And then we're ready to reinsert the plug. So the bottom of this fill hole is your level. So once you see it dribbling out there, we know that it's at the correct level. Now we're ready for the second bottle. Ready for the second one. Now you can see we've got a steady stream coming out there, so that's just reached the correct level. Okay, so now we're ready to refit our new fill plug. Tighten it up. There we go. So what I'll do next is I'm just going to give this a bit of a spray and wipe down just to clean it up, and then we'll refit that plastic under tray.
Alright guys, so there we have it. We've got the gearbox oil changed out on the little 1 Series E87 130i. Now if you found the video interesting or useful, don't forget to give it a like. And make sure you go and check out the rest of my YouTube channel for more BMW DIY videos. Consider subscribing if that's your cup of tea. I'm MTech Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.